live. So I'll say, indeed, and greetings unto you, beloved and holy friends. Thank you for joining me again on another live stream. Conscious evolution, if you will. Today's whole stream topic is going to be about how we win some, we lose some. I seem to be losing my patience as I keep trying to refresh my screen in hopes that I'll find my own. For some reason, YouTube is just not showing me my live stream. Bruh. Let me do it like this, maybe. Yeah, there we go. I didn't. Success. I see Joy Vive. I'm in Minneapolis, and it's 2 hours later than it's usually for me. Nice. Don't have to get up that early. We have Zano here. We have Aunt B. We have Dan joining. We have Shan. Blessings to you, dear friends. Thank you for finding yourself here. I've had a day. I sat in, I think, the American equivalent of the DMV for 3 hours to have them take a picture of my face, and I'm back in the system. Yeah. I need to do it. Like literally 4 years ago. No. It's gonna be. Is it gonna be 4 years? It's gonna be 4 years in like a few months, in like November. I lost my wallet with my license and my ID and my bank cards and stuff, and I haven't gotten to get new ones because I just couldn't be bothered. And now, since things are due for some change, I decided to do the adult thing and get my freaking slave documents, essentially. So it's done. I'm gonna wait. I'll wait for my SMS, and as soon as I get it, I'll have papers again. You know, then they can exploit me. I'm allowed to have a bank account or whatever. So much nonsense. It's nice having you friends here. I see Cyclone joining us. Natalie's here too. Sam and Duck Dad and Jovan as well. So many blessings to every single one of yours. It's nice having you, dear friends. It was hot and terrible. I was in the middle seat, but at least it was direct, no layovers. Silver linings, right, Joviv? We take the small wins because there's gonna be losses as well, right? Yes, loss, having to be in the middle seat, being sandwiched between other human bodies. Win, no layovers. Thank you for seeing the victories too. That's today's whole trip, right? Like I realize I am painfully aware and I'm tired. You'll notice, right? I was up at 6 a.m. this morning, and that's not normal. Not normal to me. I like I mentioned to my mom walking around, I felt like a version of me was still asleep, right? And this version of me is an imposter. And I was like, bro, this is having a hard time right now. And, you know, just like going through this mental trip of you win some, you lose some, realizing that there is going to be some things that we win, some things that we lose. And that is unavoidable. But what's not unavoidable is how we react to these experiences, right? So despite the fact that I was sitting in a line for 3 hours, I was having a good time, mostly. I did fortunately have like a book that I was audio listening to. So I was like sitting in the DMV. I wasn't doing that, but that was the equivalent of what was happening, right? If I could facial expression what my silence looked like or felt like, that was exactly it. What's the intentions? I'm gonna do win on this one, and then I'm going to do learn on the other one, right? We're not gonna do just straight up lose because I don't wanna, you know, brain damage myself with negatives, but I can learn from my losses, right? So we'll do learn on the other side. What have you friends learned? Do let me know if you have any wisdom to share. Let me see. Middle seat sounds like fun, Joy. I'm happy you got there safe, though. I'm so excited you're getting your license. Yeah. I don't know if I'm too excited about it. right? Because technically, I'm not getting my license. I'm getting my ID. And then if I get my ID, then I'm allowed to get my license. But it's going to take who knows how long. I was super kind to the people working there, even though there was like a whole situation where I was getting sent back and forth because they canceled my ticket that I had after they helped me. And then I couldn't pay for my ID because I no longer had a ticket in the system. Then I had to go through the system again so I can get a number so I can pay them. And I was like, but bruh, I have this paper that says I'm supposed to pay you X amount. It has a reference number on it. Let me pay you, please. And they're like, no, sir. You ain't got no reference. You ain't got no ticket number. We can't help you. I'm like, everything I did there, I could have done online, right? I walked into a space. They took a photo of my face. They did technically scan my fingerprints. I guess I couldn't have done that online. Okay, fine. Fine, you win. You win. They don't need my fingerprints, yo. They already have my fingerprints, right? Like multiple different freaking government agencies have my fingerprints at this point. Before they allowed us into China, I had to scan all of my fingerprints. And I was like, this feels excessive, but I now realize that from that point forward, they had an eye on me to make sure I'm not some sort of criminal or whatever. We'll do this one. We'll do this one. And then this one as well. If you want to see the runes. Can I have one of your fingerprints? You know, I'm probably going to regret this. I'll bring my scarf along. My scarf is like caked in puppy hair, unfortunately. And also like mild fluffies. I need to figure out how I can clean this scarf again. But here's my fingerprint. You got fingerprinted. Brother Brandon, there you go. Oh, ask and you shall receive. Criminal. I'm happy that you like that. It's Bojana King. Bojana King is joining us right now. Look. I'm not a criminal. Am I? No. No, not technically, right? I'm not a criminal by society standards, right? Maybe on a planet that dictate that you're supposed to hate people, I'd be a criminal there or something. The worst of the worst on that planet. They fucking hate me. They're like, this dude, he's just like nice to people and shit. Oh, disgusting. Lurking, love to you, Duck Dad. Middle plane seat should be illegal. I mean, it's a money game, right? So if we're going to make middle plane seats illegal, we're gonna have to make money illegal too. Quick drop, love, on my way out the door, love you. As in driver's license, yeah. LML. But it was also like loss, right? Like getting your L's, like taking my losses. Keep it topic relevant. It was perfect, Joy. Thank you. So much love is being sent to one another. Nancy said your name yesterday, friend. It's nice having you here with me. Sending you lovin's. Natalie Cyclone, Nancy and Sam. Thank you, Siobhan, for sending blessings to Brother Dan. It's nice having you here, man. Patiently waiting for the birthday girl to arrive. Thank you. Yeah, Shan. Right? It did slip my mind. And thankfully, we have more than one brain powering to remember. It is Shell's birthday today, right? So if you see a Shelly popping into chat, you should just go, or your equivalent of that. Look, and my fingerprints coming now. Love is true. If I spam the heart, will it do something? It does like this thing where I can see hearts floating up. There's no water, but they do float. Happy Saturday. Yes, yeah, I was like, you had me tripping for a second there, Nancy. It's Friday, right? I was like convinced it was Friday until you said Happy Saturday, and I was like, sang her birthday song. That's so cute. Thank you, Bojana, for celebrating Shell too. Alrighty then. Win and learn. Right? Those are the options. We either win or we learn. No other options. All right. The days we win, we'll practice humility, a sense of serenity in actually having sustained that victory. Is it sustained? Achieved? Satisfied? That victory? And then the days we lose, we'll learn. Learn how to keep our composure, learn how to stay calm, learn how to be kind to ourselves in the loss. Is that a Louisiana we see? With so much effort to send all of our friends love-ins. Thank you for that. Sam coming in with a message saying, "It has been 1 year since I came here." Really? Only a year, Sam? What a blessing. It's felt like you've been a part of the space forever. 365 days of wishes granted from the monkey paw. 365 days of sarcastic clapbacks. 365 days of conspiracy theory and tinfoil hat crafting. 365 days of love. What a blessing, right? Maybe that's the takeaway for us, is the fact that we are quite literally winning right now, right? Against all odds, we found a community on the internet. They killed our pan, and yet here we stand. They couldn't take away our spirit, because that was definitely a loss, right? We sustained some damage, and yet still, we learned from it. We learned that this is what's important to us. Beautiful, beautiful humans. We are but beautiful reflections of the beautiful you that you are, Aunt B. Skadoosh. Just like that, it is Charol. Namaste to you too, dear friend. Happy one anniversary. I love spamming the hearts. I like seeing the hearts because I think you have like a buffer of like 5. So you can do like 5, and then it gives you like a second or so before you can go 5 again. So I can see someone is like, there it goes again. Blessings to you. There's Dan joining us too. Sending blessings, love to you. Sam virtually buy you a beer. I mean, you friends have unironically, right, sent cash in these streams for me to buy beer with. I'm going to have to reluctantly let you know, I have not been buying beer with the cash you friends have been sending me. No, sir. I'm kind of like not opposed to having a beer. I haven't had a beer in, like 4 months. But yeah, man. Nancy buying virtual beers? Yeah. Celebrating. It's cool that you get to celebrate on Shell's birthday. Maybe we can attach that fractal as well, right? Every single time it's Shell's birthday, it's another 1-year anniversary. So nice having you friends here. I'm like in the space of completeness, right? I feel like I succeeded. There is definitely this cosmic part of myself where I was like kind of enraged, right? Just sitting there in that line. Also, partially because there's no communication that happens, right, between you and the staff. So you have to wait in a line until you get to the front of the line. And then you get to learn at the front of the line that you've been sitting in the wrong line the whole time. And then you get to sit in a new line. And I was like, oh, this is fun. This is great. I'm having fun. And yet, even though I sustained some losses, I didn't let it get the best of me. Send out some healing vibes for my friend and spiritual guide, Jane. She is in the hospital with pancreatitis. Pancreatitis. Guessing something to do with the pancreas. That's an important one. Your pancreas basically releases insulin, so if your pancreas is not working, it essentially means your body loses its ability to uptake nutrients. So that's a big yikes. Maybe we can take that as a moment, right? I wish I knew what Jane looked like, but Jane, a spiritual teacher, right? We can create more clarity in our minds because of what Dana shared with me. I'm paraphrasing, an older lady in the hospital right now with her pancreas giving her trouble. Imagining her getting help, imagining her maybe being prescribed something that will help as well, going home, and then slowly but surely healing. Gaining the freedom to be able to not worry about this ailment. Health to you, Jane. That's the closest to prayer that I think we can get, truly seeing within our mind's eye her getting better. Thank you, Dan, for letting us honor her. Melt, I'm of the mind that if you give someone money, they do what they do with it. That's also true, right? I feel fortunately, you friends aren't too concerned with what I do with my money, but I feel a sense of pride in the fact that I do not want to spend my money on something that is purely loss, right? Like, oh, I'm gonna purchase grams of cocaine and snort it, and then I'm gonna wait until next month when you, like, I cannot. Like, I just cannot understand how that's even happening right now. Melt, we're sitting down for a beer since you've joined. Wait, whoa. Melt, we're sitting down for a beer when I arrived at your farm someday. Non-negotiable. Sorry, bro. I mean, I'd be down. I might be on the I might not be on the farm. Maybe we can come back here or something. I think that would be nice, dude. Just getting to kind of like be. Maybe we'll watch the stars or something. It's gonna be a nice time. I'm looking forward to it, bro. Shan saying, has it really been a year since you joined us, Sam? It feels like you've always been here, right? That's like how I feel as well. Like when Sam told me it's been a year, I'm like, what? Haven't you been here forever? Like since day one or whatever? Happy birthday, Shell. Shell here. Wow! Wow! Yeah! Shell, we love you, friend. Happy birthday. It's a happy birthday to Shell. We love you, Shell. Thank you for joining us, for finding yourself here today. Wow, I'm getting gifts. I'm getting gifts for Shell's birthday. You know what? This is sick. More of you friends have birthdays. I'm sorry. Love you. Thank you, Chauvin, as well. Thank you for honoring our beloved Shell with a birthday gift for the whole chat. The birthday Shell has entered the chat. Thick yellow bar of honor, being standing as a pillar, for our beloved Shell. Thank you. I'm melting right now. Oops, I got confused with the time zones. I love you, amazing humanimals. Hope you're all doing fantastic. We love you too, Shell. No, that is Kristen. Sending you blessings. I don't know if your time zone mishap means that you can't stay for longer, but it was nice having you here for even a moment. We have Susan Esrog as well. Sending you blessings, friend. It's nice having you. I wrote down the date in my prayer journal when it happened. Thank you, Sam, for remembering in that way, for seeing it as so important. So much love is being sent. Thank you, friends. I love her very much, and I hope to have many more years of her guidance. It shall be so. Lisa, blessings to you, friend. So nice having you here as well. My first thought, agree with Sam's. It totally felt like meeting back up with old friends sliding in here a year ago. And weirdly enough, Sam, like you've been so a part of it, like I feel all of us probably felt the same way, right? Just like this deep acceptance, knowing that you're supposed to be here. Thank you for sending your support. I feel so grateful for you all. It's very grateful for you, Brother Bear. Love again to Shell, seeing her message. So much love, Ins. Well, I'm so happy that you're here with us, Sam. You are such a blessed addition to this space. Yeah. Resonate. Thank you, Shan, for saying that. Happy 365, Sam. That's awesome. Totally agree. Middle seat should be illegal. Hippo Birdie Shell. So much love. I just see the stokedness, right? Like I'm seeing layers of fractals of people loving Shell for her birthday today. So many blessings to you. Yeah, it's Sam's 1 year anniversary in the space as well, Shell. So There's like double significance with your birthday. It's kind of Hobbit-like. They give other people gifts on their own birthdays. Jovan gives Melt gifts on other people's birthday. Yeah. Right. Just for us, like if I thought I wasn't the center of attention for like a split second, Jovan has to be like, no, don't worry. Oh. Stop awareness. You're embarrassing myself. No, can we just wait a second? Wish you many happy returns of the day, Shell. Thank you, Cyclone, for echoing love as well. We can say that line from Interstellar Melt. We used to look up at the sky and wonder at our place, wonder about our place in the stars. Now we just look down and worry about our place in the dirt. Sips beer. Do I worry about my place in the dirt? Weirdly enough, yeah, actually. Not so much that I'll die, but more where I die, right? Like I had this whole trip a while ago where I was like, if I die, I should die far away from the surface, right? So I was like, okay, why? And I'm like, I don't know, bro, but you have to climb like up a mountain or something. You have to like climb all the way to the tippy top of Everest and then die there. And I was like, that seems a little bit, why? And you know what, actually? You need to die on the moon, it says to me. I'm like, okay. So yeah, for some reason, I do think about what dirt I'm gonna die in or gonna lie in, right? And for some reason, I want to die on the moon. I don't know why. Maybe there's some sort of, like I recently, that's like, maybe I should share some context. A part of where this trip came from is in this like conspiracy theory video. And I'm not saying it's true. I'm just sharing it as a thought experiment. Apparently, there's some sort of antenna, right? A soul catcher, they call it, on the moon, that keeps our souls, in a perpetual loop here on Earth, causing us to reincarnate. That reincarnation is a trap that keeps you from evolving to your next form. And for some reason, my mind was like, okay, if I die on the moon, maybe the soul catcher can't get me. So still amongst the stars, but still still in the ground. Oh, what are the plans for the special birthday girl? Do let us know. Do you have any plans, Shell? Shadow, I appreciate the Sandra Byton reference. Hippo Birdie to use. I do not get that one, unfortunately. LA, 100% me. I always bring treats into the office for my birthday because it's my treat to treat others. Like, I grew up doing that as well. It was technically my mom, right? My mom would like bake a cake, and then I would get to take cake to school. And then I was like the most popular person in class for one class until my peers devoured the cake that I brought, and then I went back to being a loser. Like my mom's cake was pretty, continues to be, popular in our town. She bakes a bunch of different things, and she has this chocolate caramel cake that's so simple. It's like batter in a pan, but people will literally, like, and I'm not joking, literally use their rulers to scrape the bottom of the pan off, so they can get like the slivers of chocolate cake that's sticking to the bottom of it. Oh, memories. I stopped digging, diggy hole, took my gloves off, washed my hands, and to wiper my sweat to text happy birthday to you, Shell, because you are amazeballs. Yeah, you are, Shell. You feel that, Lovins? Doug Dad went through that whole fractal just to let you know how cool you are. Did we just get a Lolo in chat as well? Did I miss today's card? No, not yet. I haven't even lit today's joint yet. I'm just holding on to it like a microphone. Yeah, right. To learn or to win, right? Those are the options. Okay. How's the joint smell? Uh, I'll never be a weed reviewer. I don't think I can be a food reviewer either. Right? I do feel I can be articulate, but more so with metaphysical ideas. For some reason, when it comes to the physical, right? If I have to try and explain to you what an apple tastes like, I'll be like, tastes like freaking apple, yo. Like I'm eating apple, it tastes like apple. I'm like, yes, apple taste, right? And the same thing with the joint. It smells like weed. It smells like ganja. Mama's close, right? So maybe I'll be a little bit quieter. I'll whisper sweet nothings into your ear. After I got my ID done, I had to wait for an extra hour. My mom's phone got stolen yesterday, which kind of sucks. So I couldn't call her outside Home Affairs. So I was just like chilling there. And there's these like small little stalls that sell like chips or lollipops or stuff like that. And I smell weed. And like a bloodhound in the air. And I look to my side and I see these two cool dudes smoking a joint. And I look at them and I'm like, are you boys smoking weed? Actually, I said, are you men? I specifically used the word men as respect, right? Are you men smoking weed? And then they like pointed me to a place to find weed. And I'm like, no, 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 no. I don't want to buy any weed. I'm just looking to smoke weed. And then they shared their joint with me. We had some conversations about growing and you know, it was an experience. The friends we make being willing to smoke weed with them. So yeah, smells like weed. You know it's weed. I went to this retreat place in California and was in the women's dorm, and this woman told me that she was at an all women's retreat where they would go out into the forest and scream. Yeah, it's cathartic, right? There's a certain level of release because in our normal worlds, especially if you find yourself in the city, where are you gonna do that, yo? Where do you get to have a space where you can just be crazy and scream, right? There's no such place. It's not available to you. So being able to do so in the middle of the woods somewhere, I feel it has something healing about it. Oh, oh, oh. It goes through all of the fractals of screaming. Let me get my water bottle. Sorry about that. I feel so unhinged, yo. Like I feel like this version of me that I am right now, is technically 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. melt that you're witnessing right now, right? Like my chillometer is starting to hit critical mass. I need to chill even harder. Yeah, you can ask the same. Death is just a theory. For now, inside the black hole, we should actually go inside. What happens beyond the event horizon? I am curious, right? Like, the thing that I'm thinking about right now is like multidimensionality and thinking about how powerful forces in this universe influences other dimensions, right? And I believe including and not limited to black holes. So if you fall into a black hole, does your soul get pulled as well? Right? If light cannot escape a black hole's gravitational pull, will your soul be able to? And if your soul gets sucked into a black hole, where does it go? Some theories believe that you will be turned into essentially singular molecules, and then those singular molecules will become distributed around the entire sphere. Some believe it might be a wormhole, that you go somewhere else. The fact that it grows tells me that no, I don't think all black holes are wormholes necessarily. This topic messes with my brain, you know. Like when I do meditations, like you can do like astral projection. It might just be, you know, lucid meditation. I don't know. I don't know anything about this stuff. I just practice it. Right? I wouldn't call myself an expert. But essentially, you meditate and then you get into this creative space and you can fly places if you want to. Right? And then sometimes I'll do this thing where I'll fly on the Earth's surface and I'll go and like visit you friends. Like I imagine essentially what your spaces look like. And then I'll go there. Please, little fly, spare me. And then I'll start flying, to the closest planets. Usually I go to Jupiter first. Jupiter is so beautiful. And then I instantly fly into black holes, right? I'm like, okay, Milky Way, here I cometh. Flies into a black hole. But nothing comes of that, right? You get to kind of like be in a void-like space. But I don't know if that's information. Maybe it's so much information, it just looks like void to me, right? Technically. Void can be the full spectrum of information without any filters attached to it, right? So if you close your eyes and you see nothing, you might just be seeing more than anybody who gets to see something. Or not. Or maybe not. What do I know? Both are beautiful, right? Wins and losses. Because in my mind, for some reason, it can feel like I'm losing something if I close my eyes and I don't see anything. I'm seeing airplanes right now, like the top-down view of an airplane flying. That seems to be a reoccurring one, weirdly enough as well. I see that one a lot. Doctor, I'm touched. Thanks for wishing me well. Thank you, Shell, for receiving the lovin's. Sam, theoretically, they can enter a black hole. Wait a second. You can enter a black hole and maintain your physical form. You just need to be a supermassive black hole with a relatively low spin. If you hit the event horizon at the right angle, you can pass into it. Yeah, theoretically. Purely theoretically. I don't want to fuck with black holes. Not in this form. Right? You're probably going to lose. Like the fact that, this is just like something that is, and all of us are like, yeah, and there's a supermassive black hole. Like there. Right? I'm trying to point at the Milky Way. If you're seeing that band of white, you're literally looking into the disk of our Milky Way. Right? Like the spinning mass around a supermassive black hole. Our literal galaxy is anchored by something that consumes our galaxy. And then we're doing the same around our star, and our moon is doing the same around our planet. And we're doing the same around this little center point that I can't actually touch. It's untouchable, and yet it is. The birds have it, that cow has it, the doggos have it. The unchanged. Where does it all go, right? You can call this moment an event horizon. Maybe. Hey Google, define event horizon. An event horizon, a theoretical boundary around a black hole beyond which no light or other radiation can escape. Yeah, maybe this is an event horizon we're in right now, right? Because light isn't escaping you, it's being absorbed by you. As you're looking around, you are literally absorbing the light. It's happening right now. Right? The reason your blood is manufactured in your bones is because it's the furthest place away from UV radiation. Because you are absorbing light. So much so that your literal blood needs to be manufactured in the deepest parts of you to try and get away from all of the light you're absorbing. We are in an event horizon. That's the thing that's tripping me out right now. It feels like a significant realization. Is it? Let me ask the question. Let me see if I can gain perspective that's going to be valuable. Give me new chat. So, I'm having this conversation on my stream about black holes and specifically the event horizon, comparing this moment to a event horizon because it's not lost and it's constantly being absorbed. Can you, from a philosophical lens, analyze that concept? Let's see. Let's see what artificial intelligence is going to give us back in turn. So, from a philosophical perspective, comparing the event horizon of a black hole to this moment to a moment that hasn't arisen can lead to interesting insights. Number one, temporal perspective. The comparison highlights the fundamental difference between our perception of time in the macroscopic world and the extreme conditions near a black hole. Yeah, because apparently time falls apart as well. The event horizon represents a boundary beyond which events are effectively lost to the external universe. Is the past lost, right? Technically, right? Because the external universe can't do anything about it. If like Pippi runs all the way here to me, it's not like the universe can go back and put her back where she was, right? Like that moment is lost to it. This concept challenges our intuitive understanding of time as a continuous flow, suggesting that time near a black hole behaves in a profoundly different way. Number two, epistemology. The comparison can raise questions about our ability to know and understand certain phenomena. Just as events beyond the event horizon are hidden from our observation, there may be aspects of the universe that are inherently unknowable to us. There may be, not, there is too many. This relates to the philosophical concept of epistemological. I'm gonna freaking win. While I lose, I'm learning. I'm learning. Epistemological. Epistemological. Boom. Neurons connected. Epistemological limits, where we must acknowledge the boundaries of our knowledge. I feel like, weirdly enough, me tripping over that word was me acknowledging the boundaries of my knowledge. Score, more learning. Metaphor for life. One could interpret the concept as a metaphor for life itself, just as events beyond the event horizon are absorbed by the black hole. The past is absorbed into our memories, constantly shaping who we are. Now we're getting into the juicy stuff, right? This is what I was kind of like tripping out about. This suggests that our existence is a continuous interplay between what we remember and what lies beyond our immediate awareness. So, the thing I'm thinking about right now is, does the black hole know that there are things out there? Right? It does absorb light, but does it absorb light in a way where it can see it as an image or perceive it as something outside of itself? Or is it just eating the outside, right? Are you just eating the outside right now? Or do you realize you were a part of something? Yeah. Existentialism, yeah, get some existentialism. Existentialist philosophers like Jean-Paul Sartre, 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 Jean-Paul Sartre emphasizes that the idea of human existence as a continuous process of choice and responsibility is the idea as a continuous process of choice and responsibility. In this context, the comparison could highlight the importance of the present moment and the choices we make as they shape our existence, while the past, like events beyond the event horizon, is unchangeable. In summary, comparing the event horizon to a moment that hasn't arisen can lead to philosophical reflections of the nature of time, our limits of knowledge, the meaning of life, and existential choices. It challenges our conventional understanding. I think I messed up by asking it to look through it through the lens of philosophy. Right? I didn't consider myself necessarily a philosophical purist. More so, a feeler is the closest I can get to it, right? Because I do not claim to know anything that you friends don't, right? I feel technically Lane is here. I mean, talking about, right? Of course, we had to have a dude like Lane join us in this conversation. I believe you friends have access to everything that I do. Technically, because of unknown unknowns, you might unironically have more access than I do, right? To the same source that we share. And that source is also the source of all knowledge, right? All knowing, because it's all seeing. It's everywhere at all times, absorbing, perceiving, and we are all connected to that. So all knowing resides there, right? And unfortunately, sometimes at least with philosophy, there can be this certain dogmaticness to it, right? Where you take stances, and then for some reason you can literally find yourself limited, right? Like we in psychology, for example, we have Jungian psychologists and Freudian psychologists, and depending on which one you are, says something about you, weirdly enough. And I feel like that's me knowing that, me having that societal bias, is why we trip ourselves out about trying to be right or to almost repeat things, I guess. Right? And I do that too. Love is true, after all. I guess I'm just trying to figure out in this moment, right? In doing these kind of things and trying to play with these mental experiments, am I losing or am I winning? Maybe there's an extra layer to this conversation about it not mattering, right? Whether I win or lose, it does not matter. But the reason I cannot believe that is because I don't. I think it does matter, right? We're having this conversation for a reason, ultimately. I'm feeling these things for a reason, and there surely should be something happening inside the conscious psyche. Hello, Lane. Cyclone, rep and Lane as well. Thank you, bro. Lane has been an old-time friend. He's also a rocker dude, right? So I want you to paint a picture of long-haired, metal bassist rocker dude in your head when addressing Lane. You know, rock god Lane, as I like to call him as well. No worries, Mel. I feel like I can smell it better before it's lit. Yeah, me too. Me too. Right? I kind of actually like puffing on the joint before it's lit as well to kind of like get that terpene taste. So I get you completely, Nachi. I am all but convinced that black holes lead to higher dimensions. I mean, we might, and that's also where my mind was going, and I wish it would kind of like dive into that fractal a little bit when I asked the AI, but we could be on an actual black hole's event horizon right now. Right? Like this moment you're experiencing might arise from that black hole's event horizon. Was it the new Kurzgesagt video that talked about ultimate entropy? Might be some different video, but this dude basically talks about how ultimate entropy, right? Like the eventuality of the infinite universe, given an infinite amount of time, like the certain amount of molecules in a box for an infinite amount of time will arrange it into anything, right? Literally anything. In other words, you might be a simulated brain right now, right? A dream. I think it was that video. You could be a dream right now. And the chances that you are not what you think you are is higher than being yourself right now, as you think you are, right? Just being a person, just being a and we jokingly talk about it that way, a bag of meat, right? You're at most experiencing what it's like to be a bag of meat. Fragile, right? Like so fragile. I was like thinking about this again today, right, driving in a car. Every single time I find myself in a car, I start tripping out about it, where I'm like, huh, momentum. Goes through the train of thought. Yeah, I am momentuming right now. So much of it. And if I stop momentuming suddenly, I shall momentum no more. Ah. Don't laugh at me, Burb. This is morbid. Oh, I get to laugh at my own morbidity. Yeah. Yeah. Like we do dangerous things as human beings. And I probably will too, right? I want one of those basically drones that you can ride in. Have you seen them? They're making essentially life-size drones. They're doing it, right? And you can buy them with money. Heck, we live in such a weird timeline. It really is beautiful. Like this is already one of the dimensions beings want to be in. Maybe that's the point I'm trying to make then. Sure, maybe black holes are gateways to higher dimensions. But also, I don't know if you want to find out, right? Like even if they are, gravity ain't no joke, yo. Mm-mm. Gravity will wreck your shiznit. I mean, if you think there's gravity on Earth, right? Like just actually think about what gravity is, right? Mass. Technically, it's a direct function of mass. And black holes are a massive, enormously so. So even if they are gateways to other galaxies, getting through them, you're going to have to figure out how to not gravity, right? Or anti-gravity. And like that's the holy grail of like space travel as well. If there are aliens, they 100% have that tech. 100%, right? I feel like it's almost essential if you're going to do proper space travel. That and wormholes. We need to figure out wormholes as well. If we can make wormholes, that makes things easier. You just fold space-time. Nilly-willy, right? Portal straight through. Okay, let's continue. Do 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 do. They are tears in our 3D space time and a gateway out of said 3D space. You think we're going to have to fly through a black hole to escape 3D space? I don't see any need for me to say no. All right, that's the thing I'm thinking. I see Joe Schmo joining us too, bro. Like we're in the thick of it right now, it seems. Right, this is definitely 9 p.m. type of conversations. Like I can feel my brain is like, I don't want to fly into a black hole, bro. You know, like and even like that's the joke. I think that is the joke, right? Because maybe it works. Maybe it actually works. But from the outside perspective, everybody's gonna be like, yeah, they're dead. They're like dead. They're like levels of dead that we haven't even experienced, literally, right? Like actually think about this. Dying to a black hole is like level of dead not many things have experienced. Right? Maybe you get hit by a car. Many things have been hit by cars. Maybe you die of a heart attack. Many things have died of heart attacks. Maybe you die of a lightning strike. Many things have died of lightning strikes. Getting disintegrated, spaghettified by a black hole, that seems pretty novel, yo. Maybe you get like some sort of, you know what? This is like the other joke of it. So hear me out, Dan. A part of my mind, right, and we talked about this a little bit earlier, a part of my mind was tripping out about the whole getting buried on the moon as like a high score trip, right? Like I want to get buried higher. That's why it was like mountain first, top of the mountain first. And then I was like, nah, mountain's not high score enough. Moon, right? So the further you get away, the higher the score. Now, because of that further awayness, it's a novelty function, right? So the further away you get from your planet and then die, technically, by de facto, that means there's exponentially more novelty in that death than there would be if you just lived your life on Earth and died here, because many things did that, right? And now, by that logic, if this is all a game and where you die is a high score function, and that high score determines your ranking into the next level of consciousness or whatever, dying to a black hole might be the most novel thing you could do. Plus, you would have to be super far away from your home star or your home planet. Yeah, aliens. Aliens. This is like the unhinged level shit that you see at 3 a.m. on Discovery Channel. Don't listen to anything I'm saying seriously, please. This is like just us being like stoner thoughts. Yeah. Some stoner thoughts right now. Maybe that's the one perspective, and the other perspective is like future peoples are watching the stream right now and they're like tripping the fuck out. They're like, how did he know? How did he know so much? I don't know, technically, because I could be losing or I could be winning, right? So at this point, I'm basically just stacking the deck day by day, throwing things out there. You know, some of it surely is gonna stick, and then we'll have like a clip that we can be like check out. Silly Mel, thank you. Yeah, I actually do enjoy the silliness that's flowing right now. Cyclone is such a cool name, by the way, friend. Thank you, Dan. I do agree, right? It's nice to say as well. Cyclone makes me happy. Sam, I think the other, more traveled path to higher dimensions is death. Yes. That's what I wanted to say as well, Dan, but that felt a little bit direct. That's the right word, sure. Felt a little bit on the nose, right? Because that's how I believe as well you travel, right? Technically, that every single time you are born, you kind of have to believe that you are yourself. Otherwise, there ain't no stakes, right? Like even the insects are convinced. I saw this video today of a praying mantis eating a hornet. And that hornet wants to live, yo. That praying mantis is straight up ripping his legs off. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. This is Earth. We live on Earth. These things happen. Praying mantis ripping a hornet's legs off. Ain't have no legs. Still fighting. Still trying to fly away. Still wants to live. And I'm like, bro. Instead of I think, therefore I am, maybe I want to live, therefore I am. Right? And then that wanting to live leads you to living instead of just being nilly-willy. Because if you knew you were an eternal being, cyclically going through literal infinity, eternity, a lifetime is nothing. This lifetime is nothing in comparison to the amount of scale and time you'll experience. So if you actually deeply know that, to the point where you actively hold in your mind all of the experiences, all of the wins you've ever had, you might just walk in front of a bus knowing that you're reincarnated into another body. And technically still, yes, but also you're losing all of the value, all of the love that you can get in this life if you do that, right? So instead of seeking black holes, seek the light, all right? Seek the black hole inside yourself and fill it with light. Is that a Naren? Of course, Naren is here for this conversation, bro. Late, but here to stay as long y'all have. Thank you, Naren. You're never late, bro. You are here now, right? You were here now, just somewhere else, and now you're here now, right? So thank you for joining us, bro. It's a blessing having you here, man. Hey, even Gateway. I'm sorry for missing your name for so long. It's nice having you here too, Jules. Pretty sure that'll be the end of me. Then wait a second. No, not planned yet. I'm going to spend the day doing whatever I like. Yeah, because it's your birthday. Yeah, 100% do what you like, Shell. 100%. I'm happy that you're actually showing up that way. Doesn't your dad fear your mom's safety because he's gone a lot in business? He does, actually, Lisa. He does fear her safety. I don't know if that is healthy, though. right? And I share this with my mom as well because like she's angry, rightfully so, at this moment. Her phone got stolen yesterday, right? And that does create that low hum, the world cannot be trusted experience. But that is a small part of the experience, right? Sure, it happens. Sure, you're gonna lose sometimes. But that doesn't mean you're a loser, right? Loser is a mentality that you accept of like, oh, I lost. Guess I'm loser. No, you lost. Guess you are learner. You're gonna learn something. And unfortunately, we get to choose the lessons we learn differently. Unfortunately, right? Because the lesson might be more careful, more aware, maybe awareness. I think it's a call to awareness more than anything, and then it translates as to be more scared, and that unfortunately, in my mind, only leads to a worse quality of life for yourself and for the people around you. Right? Like you're not winning by learning that lesson. Man, these stream topics and how they give me something to anchor on, right? Maybe I do find myself pivoting around a point, but if I don't, it's gonna be spaghetti, just like infinity spaghetti. I mean, it still happens, but I still try to bring it back. Oh, okay. Shell, why not fly into a black hole for your birthday? Yeah, willy-nilly, right? Like if Shell has the tech to fly into a black hole right now, yeah, see, it's the whole Earth's birthday. Right? Like we unironically do not have the tech, not even close to it, Dan, to even think about doing that. Right now, at least. Pretty sure that'll be the end of me then, Dan. I mean, it will be the end of you, Shell, but it's also gonna take probably millions of years. Millions of years before you get there. At least with our current tech, right? So if you start now, you'll get to live millions and millions of years before you fly into said black hole. No. I think you'd go into a higher dimension, Shell. I mean, either way, spaghetti vacation. There's Zano as well. Spaghetti vacation. I have to go and do stuff before I go to work today. We love you, Nancy. Thank you. I know you're not here anymore, but thank you still. Sending you blessings, friend. Have a beautiful Friday. Me spending so much time in the forest is going to. Oh, okay. Me spending so much time in the forest, I would crap my pants if all of a sudden a bunch of women started screaming. I'm just imagining like Brother Duck Dad, like chopping wood or something. And then, like I'm imagining kind of like a bunch of women in this like therapy group walking into the woods and like maybe like creating like a little bit of a dome effect. And then Duck Dad is standing in here. And then suddenly, scream, start. Scream, 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 scream. Yeah, me too. I'd probably also be like, I'm getting murdered today. That's what's happening, I guess. Shit. That's a big L, dude. That's such a big. I don't want to die, bro. Why are these women screaming? I'm a light painter. Yes, there we go. I'm happy. I think maybe we were on the same fractal of like fill the black hole with light. If only the horror movie Event Horizon didn't inform me. You guys are talking about a demon. Well, technically, Mel, the past isn't lost if you travel far away from. Yeah, that is true. That is actually true. Damn it. But it's unchangeable to you still, right? It mightn't be lost, but it is unchangeable. And it's apparently, it's the same thing with black holes, right? Because technically, the information that used to be Dan, if it gets spaghettified, is still there, right? Like it's still there. It's just not arranged in the same way anymore. And you might not be able to get it back. Might not, probably. We'll never get it back. Right? So even if I could travel, faster than the speed of light away from Earth and then look back at Earth with like sensitive enough equipment, technically, yes, I could see light in the past and I could see the past as it was in that moment. Man, these conversations, my brain is like, what? What now? I understand, but please, please stop. Oh, Nana, far away, like Pepe running over to you. You can observe the light from the event long after it happened. True. That's what's happening when you look at the stars, right? Like you might unironically be looking at dead things every night, being like, oh, that's my favorite star. Dead. Long, long dead. Millions and millions of years, but dead. But you still see that. Oh, wow, look at that star in the sky. Few 100,000 million year pass, and you get to see a supernova. Seeing the star explode, or at least the light reaching your eyes finally. Look at the sun, you see light energy that was created 8 minutes ago. Exactly. There's this meme I saw. I was talking about your shadow, right? Like, think about the fact that light, at the speed of light, had to travel 8 minutes only to be deprived of hitting the ground in the last split seconds of its existence. Right? It's like, how dare you? How are you guys? Even better with you here, Lane. I'm feeling a little bit tired, but that's only because I woke up at like 6 a.m. Other than that, I feel pretty content. I feel like we've been having good chats. It's been super trippy and mindful, and I like that. How are you feeling, bro? How's things for you? Doing okay, Lane. Happy to be here with you. So I'm happy that Shan also asked. I'm doing well, Shan. I have a show tonight, so I'm just chilling before getting ready for that. Bro, I'm super honored to be your pre-show entertainment, bro. Yeah. Suddenly super stoked. Yeah. Oh, rocker god, Lane. I'm imagining like 200 years in the future. Lane is like one of the most hardcore rockers, right? Like he's cyber modded himself, through the wazoo. He has a voice that can sing at like 200 decibels. He doesn't because that would literally destroy people's eardrums, but he can, right? Like he's that dangerous. As he moves, the earth shakes, right? He basically does like, just like a da, 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 and it's like, and then he doesn't need speakers, doesn't need microphones, just like straight from the gullet. I'm tripping out right now. Yeah, Lane, get to see you through my eyes, bro. Sending you love, it's man. Show goes well. Have a good time. Bless. Thank you, friends. Lane, do we know your band? Yeah, I mean, you can go and literally listen to Lane's music. He has it on Bandcamp. Lane Butler Music, I believe it's called. Go and check out his music. He has a lot. Like he has like four or five albums. What was the YouTube channel called? I kept trying to look it up. Kirk's Gesagt. I hope you have seen Kirk's Gesagt, Zano. It reminds me of the Butterfly Dream Parable. I think you should watch it as well. Like if you friends haven't seen Kirk's Gesagt, I know it's hard to spell, but if you start KURGESAGT, you'll probably get it. Google's gonna be like, you mean Kirk's Gesagt, right? I'm like, yeah, that's the one. They're amazing. They straight up make some of the best content on YouTube. Like, and I say that as a connoisseur. They make good stuff. Shell Jr. becoming a really good bassist. Of course, I think so. But it's also true. I mean, manifest, Shell. Bassists are the best. Yeah, it's not just mass. It's also spin. Actually, also true. Right? That's like one of the biggest things that people don't realize. You cannot just fly into the sun. Did you know that? That was one of the most interesting things that I found. I think I might have found it out from a Kirk's Gesagt video. You cannot just meet into the sun. Doesn't work like that, right? Because gravity. And it's, as Dan said, there's like a spin element to it as well. So if you want to fly into the sun, the only way for you to even get close to doing so is going to be to come at it at an angle, right? And then you're gonna have to go around the sun, getting consecutively closer until you get close to it enough to burn up in the atmosphere. Like you won't even hit the surface. I mean, and if you do, you have some good tech. Like it's pretty trippy, right? Like, and if you get if you think you're, oh, I'm gonna like get super close to it, right? Like I'm gonna just like cut it. Nope, you're gonna get flinged all the way around, and then you're gonna. It's so trippy. Space. There's a reason they call it rocket engineering, right? It's like, oh, it's not rocket engineering. I like it. Rocket engineering is it's out of my ball game. Imagine if you were a drummer and you accidentally picked up two magic wands instead of sticks. There you are, keeping the beat. The next thing you know, your bass player turns into a can of soup. Mitch Hedberg. I don't know your name, friend, but that is quite a twist. I guess that is the point of humor sometimes, right? Like that's not where I was going. I was more imagining the stage just suddenly becoming alive, right? Like with the energy of the music as you're like turning one of your basses into a can of soup. That's dark magic, yo. That's like some dark shit. How do you do that? Did you turn his molecules into a can of soup? Did you replace him in some sort of liminal void with a can of soup? Is that dude somewhere in a container right now getting shipped? Is he still sentient? Can you be sentient as a can of soup? Will it feel good to be eaten? Like that. Please, Mitch, why would you do this to me, bruh? To my brain, please. Save me. My customer just asked me if I could take 6 hours to drive to another state next week and pick up radioactive Asian carp. Love my job. I am getting mixed messages on that one, dude. 6 hours drive, not good. Maybe, I mean, for you American friends, 6 hours drive is closer to normal, right? Like I can count on my 10 fingers. No? On my 5 fingers, the times I have just casually gone for a 6 hour drive anywhere. Is it 6 hours back and forth or 6 hours one way? 6 hours to drive to another state. It's 6 hours one way. No. 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 Like the furthest place the way I've been is like Cape Town. And that is like maybe 15, sometimes 18 hours of driving. But like 200 kilometers is when it starts being far in my mind. It's like, yeah, that's 2 hours drive. Yes, dude. That's a lot of drive. Mitch Hedberg was developing best. I mean, he gets to still influence us to this moment. Dan, take me to your starship. Let's do it, Cyclone. Let's be space cadets. I think Dan is like unironically playing Starfield right now as well. So you're hitting it on the nose, Cyclone. Yeah, you're tuning in psychically right now, bro. Jovan, he really was. I think about him so often. So many of his jokes are lodged in my brain forever. I mean, you saw what it did to me thinking about it, right? Like that's how I try to perceive information. It's like, ah, 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 ah. And then I'm like, okay, stop. Fractals, the fractals too much. Oh, thank you for sharing it with me as well. I'd love to be turned into soup. You see, Lane, now we're getting into the questions again. Would you like being eaten if you're a can of soup? Right? What else is there for you to do? What could you do? What you can't become a superstar. You're a can of soup. Oh, stop it. Again, fractals. My brain is like, what if? My brain puts its hand on my metaphorical shoulder. What if a soup becomes a superstar? No. No, because it's doing it, right? It's animating a rig for the face of a can of soup. I am singing. I am lip syncing my can of soup to my singing. Can of soup become superstar? Stop! Oh, stop doing that, bro! Please. That's big L. Oh, stop! Come back here. Come back here and sit down. Brother, duck that. I'm still tripping out about your fractal as well. I think it's gonna be fun anyway. I was gonna go into the whole radioactive thing, right? I was just gonna skim past that. And also, how do you keep fish alive, right? Especially carp. Carp are big fish. How much water do you need for them to stay alive for a 6 hour trip? Are they gonna be in the sun? Like I'm asking too many questions. Radioactive road trip with Doc Ted and the fish. It sounds like a good stream, actually. Maybe you should stream the whole of it. Jovan, he really was. I think about him. Love again. Thank you so much. But spaghettification is not a guarantee. It's true. It's a theory, as again, right? But I'm probably not flying into a black hole, right? It's not on my agenda. It's not on my list of, do this, right? Help the world. Make sure every single person is taken care of, right? That's our, I feel, maybe I'm projecting, our collective goal in this community, right? And it's gonna take a lifetime, and we're okay with that, right? We're gonna sustain some losses, probably throughout the journey, and we're okay with that. But we will win. We will win eventually. Step 2, fly into a black hole. I feel. Wait, what? Wait, what just happened? Dan, take me to Love is True. Dan, neither is the concept of time. I'd ride with you, dude. Joe Smo, you're officially a part of our space travel crew. Dan, starting a cult, the fly into a super black hole. We're going to save the world, solve all human problems, and then we're going to fly into a black hole. Right? Like with dead serious, unwavering focus and earnest, spirit looking into your eyes. Okay? Save world, fly into black hole. Step 1. Step 2. That's so unhinged, dude. And I can see it. That's the worst part. It's like I can actually see it. I can see it. Like we've reached, right, the event horizon of humanity's technological, fractal as well. We've solved all the problems. Everybody has an abundance, right? What abundance means is, again, in my mind, opportunities, right? Like, because that's what we want. We don't want money. We want the opportunities that come with money, right? Oh, I can go places. Oh, I can do things. Oh, I can make new cool things. That's what we want. We don't want the actual money. We want what the money gives us, the opportunities. So, and we can reach a point in reality where there is an abundance of opportunities for everyone, right? We reach that post-scarcity future, and then people are like, now what? And then Dan steps forward, is like, fly into black hole. And there are people being like, yeah, yeah, let's do that. And there's gonna be people on that ship. And I'm going to wave them goodbye, loving them so much. Goodbye, dear friends. And they fly into black hole. Oh man, that's real, isn't it? It's real in some timeline, 100%. I speak many alien languages, an asset. Who knew? Who knew Joe Schmo would be an asset in the alien fractal? We have 2 willing members and then melt, who will be forced into space. No, no, I'm going to safely be in my 1-bedroom apartment, right? I'm joking, of course. I don't know, maybe I'm joking, right? Do you need more than a 1-bedroom apartment if you're only yourself, right? And then you'd be like, goodbye, black hole men and women and non-binary friends. Get to say goodbye to all of you, dude. I'm not going into the black hole, bro. I don't want to go into. Kidnaps me in my sleep, right? They faked the whole thing. There was no launching. They bamboozled me, right? That was just like a satellite launch that I was watching. I go to sleep gently, knowing that I have evaded getting put on the black hole ship. I wake up in a spacesuit on the black hole ship. We're already in space. We're already 1,000,000 kilometers away from Earth. I realize that I have taken a massive L. But Joe Schmo and Dan is next to me. So I guess we're having chats now. Guess we're just gonna have conversations. I mean, I'm not gonna lose my shit now. I mean, I'm on the spaceship. guess we're gonna make the most of it. Melty would go willingly if we showed up in a spaceship and handed him a suit. That is true. That is actually true, right? Like that's instantly where my mind went as well. It's like, oh yeah, I would like to be in said spacesuit, especially if it has like thrusters on it, and we can go and play outside just a little bit. Space Cadet, Swamp Dweller, Alien Interpreter. I know speak good today. You're doing perfect, Josh Mo. I was feeling that way as well, dude. This morning, I felt like straight up stupid. I was like, bro, I'm having a hard time saying words right now. Just dropped mango at the doggy sitter, leaving for a weekend family get together. Lots of new babies to meet. I hope everybody is healthy. Zano, sending you blessings. Sorry for scratching on wounds. I believe that you're going to have a good time. Sending you lovin's. Viva la dance. Melt Mitch Hedberg was a brilliant young comedian. Sadly, he died of an overdose. But his jokes will live forever. Bruh. Probably fentanyl. That drug is disgusting, dude. Like that's not okay, right? Like I'm all for people doing drugs, honestly. But fentanyl? Come on, dude. Like there are many other things to do that won't just kill you, right? Relaxes you, sure, but to the point that your lungs no longer breathe? That ain't cool, dude. That's not cool. Probably feels great though. But yeah. You're not winning. You're not actually winning, unfortunately. Bro, that pisses me off. How many wise, beautiful, talented, capable, infinite potential holding human beings have we lost to that drug? Probably more than any other, right? Probably 100%. I think already. Hey, Google, how many people are dying a year to fentanyl overdoses? Because that's the thing we don't realize, right? Like, sure, we're losing great artists, but we're losing hundreds of thousands of people. Not just great artists. The great artists are getting the attention. Holy shit. It went from less than 20,000 people a year in 1999 to, at this point, more than 100,000 people a year in 2021. So 500% increase in fatalities. Right, and that's the war on drugs, literally. That's what's happening. That's why it's happening. Right, because you're limiting people to getting their drugs from people who don't care about your health, that only care about your money, and that literally by the nature of the job are willing to do shady shit. Sure, big pharma. I mean, the opioid problem that America is facing is actually big pharma's fault, but I feel the death is the war on drugs' fault, right? Because it creates a dissonance between the two, where you can win at selling people highly addictive drugs at other people's loss, right? People losing their loved ones, their fathers, their mothers, their kids. Love is true. None of that pain would be felt if love wasn't true. People wouldn't be doing fentanyl if they didn't love it. What a joke, huh? Love. A feeling of being okay, not in pain. Man, I feel myself also taking an emotional dip. So let's be here. Let's be with that. And then again, remind ourselves that there would be no that without us feeling that sense of love for them. Right? And that is truly where we're going to find ourselves escaping. Actually loving people. And to the point where we can't, let people die that way. Is Simon here too? Blessings to you. It's nice having you here, friend. Lamau, Keno, superstar. I'm happy that your friends caught that. Yes, a superstar. Lane is already a superstar. 6 hours round trip, easy peasy. I used to drive 8 hours a day, multiple times a week in sales. No, working 8 hours a day alone can be sometimes a nightmare. Driving, you don't really drive. That's a lot, dude. Very impressed with your sanity. As I say sanity, I see the insanity in Duck Dead Flex. It's like, what? Love you, bro. Please send good vibes as we face a rainy, road ragey day. Love is true. I hope that you get through it safely. Kristen, sending you all the good vibes. Kristen, wishing you all the safest of travels. Thank you, Siobhan. Thank you, Shad, for doing the same. Wait a minute. I don't know all of the mission details. I'm not so sure now. I just wanted to zoom around and check stuff out. I'm not really cool with black holes, though. That's the whole point, Joshmo. We're flying straight. We're not making stops. We're not seeing other planets. We're not looking at the stars. Straight black hole. What are you drinking? I'm drinking this ancient, super popular, world-renowned, well-known beverage called water. I love it. It's so good, though. I've drank it my whole life. Literally since birth, I've been drinking it, dude. And I don't plan on stopping till I'm dead. Water. Hey, Ali. Sending your blessings, too. It's nice having you friends here with me. I do bless my main bottle, right? So a part of me feels like I don't need to bless the actual cups of water as well. But now I felt the water being angry with me for not blessing it. So, I'm trying to attach the right fractal to you win some, you lose some. Yeah. Composure. Yeah. Now it's right. If the game No Man's Sky has taught me anything, it's the lack of black holes are no biggie. You just get 2 new universes. So I think the lack of black holes? Did I read that correctly? Okay, that black holes are no biggie. So in No Man's Sky, they do actually have that element that Brother Dan was tripping out about it being a portal to a new dimension. Feel like that sometimes. You're already on the ship, Jaju. There's no backing out now, technically, right? Like this is the ship. And you are falling into that black hole right now. My favorite Mitch Hedberg joke is, my apartment is infested with koala bears. It's the cutest infestation ever. Every time I turn the light, the koala bears scatter. And I'm like, wait, let me hold one of you and feed you a leaf. It's kind of cute. I can kind of see it. Instantly, my mind starts overanalyzing. It's like, how, sir, do you live in Australia? Did I just stereotype? Yes. And probably yes. And 2, is it an infestation if you don't want them to be there? The fact that they run away like cockroaches, that's also pretty concerning, right? It kind of leads me to believe that this person, in fact, doesn't have koala bears in their home. They have demons. Demons, right? Because if you actually just think about this, right? If you couldn't properly see a koala, you could kind of like see his little naily fingers, right? And his like hairy little squanched over, type of body posture. And you turn your lights on, and suddenly you see these black koala-shaped figures just scattering out from your home. You're not calling pest control, you're calling an exorcist. You need some help. Your home is infested with demons. Oh, bro, that's. Thank you for sharing that, Sano. Riffing on Mitch's jokes. I got an email from work that in our hood, that we are losing 11 people a week as a new average. That is, like, I'm trying to process it, and the more I do, the different ways I try to process it, it doesn't make it easier. I'm happy that you friends are alive. I feel like that's what's important. Keep yourself alive. I've been watching you. You better stay alive, yo. Thinking about young artists who got fucking robbed makes me think of Tupac. We didn't just lose all that he would become, we lost all he could have changed and influenced. The worst part to me is with fentanyl is like one pill, right? Like not even just one pill, but you might for the first time in your life, right? Maybe you're a hyper responder, for example, right? Super sensitive. And now because we don't have normal, opioids, fentanyl is the opioid in the market. You take this thing once and you're dead, right? A single pill. Gone. That's not okay, right? Nothing should do that. LSD doesn't do that. Eating some mushrooms won't do that, right? But fentanyl does. Reliably. Super reliably so. Right? And they've tried to fight it with military, they've tried to fight it with policing. It does not work. It does not work. You need to give people access to these things in a safe way, where they know what it is they're taking, and they don't just die from a pill that their friend gave them, right? That they got from some sort of shady dealer. Love is true. It will happen. It is already happening, right? It's happening slowly, but every incremental win is a larger win to the whole, right? And it's happening. It is. Like mushrooms, I don't know LSD, DMT, and LSD wasn't a part of that list, but DMT, psilocybin, which is mushrooms' main compound. I think MDMA as well might be another one. All got legalized recently in another American state as well. So we're like taking steps towards it, but we're losing people by the day, right? Like that's the stakes. People are dying right now. Yesterday's topic is coming up to my mind, right? Waiting. What are we waiting for? People are dying, dude. People are actually dying. Okay. Love is true again. Sam, when I think about those moments in time and those influential individuals whose flame were seemingly snuffed out too early, I think about the ones who will carry the torch in their name, and I smile. That was what I was thinking about as well, actually, right? I didn't want to make any less of Sam's contribution, but in a weird way, Tupac, I'm thinking about Martin Luther King as well, thinking about, I feel like Nikola Tesla was like supposed to die. He wasn't taken before his time. Maybe, Van Gogh, for example. Like many artists, their death in the way that they died, at the time that they died, in a weird way becomes a part of their story and a part of their influence and significance, right? I feel like weirdly enough, the Jesus archetype story uses that, and I don't know if this is offensive, but that trope as well. Am I using that word correctly? Hey Google, define the word trope. Trope, a figurative or metaphorical use of a word or expression. Yeah, right? It's like it communicates a psychological depth in ourselves when something dies before we think it ought to, right? We see it as loss, right? If you get to live for 110 years and then you die, people are gonna think, wow, this person won. They got to live 110 years. That's a long time to live. They won, right? But if you die at age 34, now they're like, oh, that's such a loss. He only got to live to age 34, right? Like both died, both lost their lives, but we apply the loss slash win factor, depending on when they died. And then we can sympathize. It creates a polarity inside of us, and that can create even more significance, with their messages, what they stood for. You win some, you lose some. It is what it is, literally. Huh, Joe? How crazy how we're like weaving different fractals, ideas into this topic today again. Electric power cut status. Yes. Yes, very much so. Getting our electric cut all the time. I have coffee in a cute little kitty cat mug. Nice. That sounds cute, Ali. Sending you blessings. The tail is the handle. Okay, now I can perfectly see it, right? When you said kitty cat mug, my brain was like, so, I don't know, this is probably cursed. I'm sorry. But you win some, you lose some, right? This is going to be one of those losses. I was imagining a full cat, right? Like not articulating legs, like made of porcelain, right, or some sort of ceramic, full legs, cat little chest, body, cat little face, and then the top of its head missing, and you get to put coffee in there. And I was like, oh, that's cute. Meanwhile, flashbacks, horror. And now I see a normal mug with like a kitty tail looping around and like little kitty ears on the mug with a little kitty face. Maybe it has like a little schnooty or something. That's a little bit more doable, less graphic. Thank you for letting me imagine, if anything. No. Too early. Small fluff demons with big black noses and teddy bear ears, right? Demons, yo. I just saw Mitch Hedberg on TV from the big comedy festival in Montreal in 2005. I thought, this is my new favorite person. Then I Googled him and found out that he had died earlier that year. That's a you win some, you lose some fractal as well. That kind of sucks because you won finding a new person that you resonate with, and then you instantly lost finding out he died. I'm so sorry, Louisiana, for your loss too. My favorite Mitch joke is I was watching TV and they had a device to water hard to reach plants. If the plant is hard to reach, it ain't getting shit. Better think like a cactus. Like, of course, he had practice in the delivery of that joke. So I feel like I'm going to butcher every single one you friends send. But that is pretty funny, I like that actually. Think like a cactus. That's so rude. That's hilarious. Fentanyl is a huge issue right now. For a long time now, we have had so many ODs and like 4 or 5 homicide cases right now where people gave it to kids. And I live in a small district. It truly is a monster. He was an addict. I feel like he might have had wicked ADHD and possibly on the autism spectrum. He couldn't look at the audience, so wore sunglasses and mostly looked at the floor. Like, I feel almost like I'm at a loss, not knowing this person more. I'll probably have to go and check him out. Such a goofy goober, Mitch eternally is. An escalator can't really break. It just becomes stairs. You should never see an out-of-service sign, just escalator is temporary stairs. I mean, yes, but I've also saw this video, and this is probably just me brain damaging myself, right? And I do consider this brain damage. I've been brain damaged officially, right? I saw this video of a person climbing over like tape that was set in front of an escalator. Because that escalator was indeed broken. Because as soon as they walked up the treads collapsed. And I'm gonna cut the story off there, right? So if the escalator is still open, yes, it remains stairs. Don't climb over tape though. Don't climb over the tape, please. Save thyself. No, 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 no. Jovan, escalators, temporary stairs. Sorry for your inconvenience. I'm imagining like a graphic design little poster. It makes you feel kind of wholesome, right? Like the escalator is kind of like sad about it, being like kind of like not sad, like kind of like coy, being like, I mean, now I'm stairs, kind of like I'm sorry about, but you know, use me anyway. Currently, one of the biggest issues is people giving others fentanyl and lying about what it is or using it to lace other things like weed. It's true, right? Because it makes whatever you put it on exponentially stronger for almost no added weight. I need to take it like a deep breath every single time I think about this fractal because it makes me unironically very angry. It feels evil, right? Like that actually feels evil. And a part of me is conspiracy theorying a little bit even, right? But I don't think that's going to add value necessarily. Oh my goodness, I truly remember that one. It's impossible to know what you're getting. Yeah, maybe buy test kits, right? Or eat mushrooms. If you're eating mushrooms, you can probably bet that it's mushrooms that you're eating. And be like, wow, these mushrooms are very mushroom. Nice. Currently, one of the biggest, I love again to you. Yeah, even though it's legal here, what's in the shops is shitty and expensive. So the black market here has been thriving pretty well, aside from fentanyl rumors. Yeah. Love is true. Things will get better. In the same way that certain places, have these weed sales because there's too much stock, right? It's gonna happen the same thing for the rest of it as well. The mug is shaped like a pumpkin with little kitty ears and a little smiley kitty cat with whiskers. And like I said, the tail is the handle. It's my new favorite mug. It sounds super cute, Ellie. I'm happy that you're happy with your new mug. Do you have a name for it, right? If you have to ask someone, can you pass me? Are you gonna say pass me the kitty mug? Or, what would you say? I'm curious. Nah, that's awesome. I have a pipe that is shaped like an alligator, and I kiss it every time. And you kiss it every time you smoke. So you're smoking from the alligator's mouth? Probably, if you're kissing it every time you smoke. I'm just imagining it like having its head as the bowl, and then you like turn the pipe around and give it a little kiss. Right? Being super wholesome, loving your little pipe. One of my favorite comedians is John, pronounced Jeannie. I hope that's right. Robertson. She died in 2021, not long after she lost her husband. A bunch of her videos are on YouTube though, and she's so funny. Thank you for honoring her as well, Ellie. No melt. It was sorry for the convenience. Sorry for the convenience. Sorry for the convenience. You're right. Yeah, right. Right. But I feel like now the works even better, right? It's like, bro, what do you want from me? Oh, I'm still stairs, so you don't know stairs, right? And this is convenient. You don't have to, walk all the way around. Learn how to fly, figure out how to do 5-meter vaults. You can just use stairs. This is a convenience that I'm offering you. I had a 3-inch pipe shaped like a saxophone. You can imagine it was awesome. I feel like some sad noises in that comment as well, where I imagine your saxophone pipe ended up breaking. Or was that the pipe that got confiscated? Maybe that's even worse. Jovan gets stoned and starts making saxophone noises. I wanted to try, but I don't know how to. There we go, live again. It is 17:44 right now, and my battery percentage is at 74%. So just sharing some of that synchronicity with you, friends. Maybe it is time for us to pull a card. Lady saxes are so damn hot. Yeah, this is true. Pretty much just women. Women are so hot. I like how they do that thing where they are absolutely radiant, magnificent creatures of this planet Earth. It was tragic ending, but win some, lose some. Battery 77, more sync. Let's see. I'm on 15% here. All right. Are we ready? Just do what the shops in the Georgia do and insist. It's a water pipe. 33%. Yay. Even more synchronicity. Red, you think? Let's see. Zano. Candy. Sexist sax player. Oh, well, I was a sexy lady sax player. How about that? What a trip. Yellow, green, and white. We have one vote for red. We have one for green, yellow, and white. I was imagining one day we'll have like pure polls, right? Like the 7 colors or whatever, and then you get to pick which you think is going to be the primary one. And then if you pick correctly, you'll actually win something, right? Maybe it will be like digital products, like you'll win a little flower. And then I would like for those flowers to actually have some sort of value, right? So if you ended up guessing correctly, you get a flower and you can actually sell that flower or trade that flower for a cool other digital product if you wanted to, right? This is me again, living in the future. Let me get a little more present. In Sky, my little character has a saxophone now in No Man's Sky, probably. She's so enthusiastic playing it. Bless. Yes, Shan. I love it. Shannon, old, tall, and red, rocking the sax. Even more synchronicity. I almost said green too, but I don't know. You said red, right? Uh, Brother Joe said green, yellow, and white. I mean, there's yellow, and there is some elements of white, but I feel red is like a very centering theme. Technically, it's pink with like a purple little border, but I feel like this card is very much a red one. We don't pull this one a lot, regularly enough, but it's a beautiful card. Purification, meditation. We were just talking about the feminine as well, right? Women being beautiful. And this is a pretty feminine card, honoring the feminine form. Love is true. Let's see. That's definitely red. I said red. It's pink. I mean, baby red though. Pink is just baby red. If red was a baby, it would be pink. See, I was drawn to blue more so. I mean, there definitely is blue fractals as well, right? Like these edges are very much blue. That's like a light blue flame burning away all of the ego. She was drawn to the blue more so. I suppose it depends on where your mind is. I mean, Ali, you're gonna like the meaning of this card if I read it to you. If you're drawn to that blue, you're gonna see that means something about you too. I tried to guess the border, but that's a lot of red. I mean, technically, yes, right? Like, pink is just red with white added to it, right? So there's more red in there than there's any other color. Zano, you like batting 1,000. Is it the right expression? I mean, I feel Zano probably has like the highest, average score of like correct guesses of anyone. Not that anybody is worse off, right? I've just been impressed by Zano. Zano knows. Yeah, exactly. I'm about to start referring to pink as baby red just to see what people do it, Ali. I've been doing it for a while now. People do find pause. They're like, what? Because in a weird way, we might be able to take pink back, right? Like, when you wear pink? No. What's wrong with you? I don't wear pink. I wear baby red. What? That doesn't make sense. Yes, it does. Ons praat oor in plaas daarvan met pink te noem ek dit Baba Roy. Hibiscus. That's the word. Hibiscus. Hibiscus? I guess that's the English way of pronouncing it. When you mix pink paint, because the pigments are so intense, you use a lot of white and only a little dab of red. Yeah, but white isn't a color, is it? No, white is like a base. White is like a medium, right? The color is still red. In my mind, I'm gonna stand by it. I'm standing by the red. Red is basically the primary color, right? And then pink is the baby of red. The fur. That's not long. I'm gonna put it down. We're getting high. I mean, I'm not getting any higher. Hi, hi, Viscas. Ali, me too. I remember when you said that. I'm wearing baby red today in honor of it being Friday. Love is true. Okay. Purification and forgiveness, right? When we win some, we lose some. And then we're going to have to forgivenessing ourselves and other people in our loss. Fair enough. My paint tube says titanium white, though. Is titanium a color? Huh, I like your titanium. I mean, I would wear titanium. If I could, I'd straight up wear titanium. I want titanium teeth. I do. I don't know why. I feel like it's something I got lodged in my mind. Maybe it's like the 14-year-old in me being like, yeah, that's cool. Oh, titanium teeth. More so, it's that 14-year-old in me that also thinks about it practically as an adult right now, right? The fact that my little teeth stones are made of enamel, which is super brittle, strong, but super brittle, doesn't sit well with me, right? Like you have those moments where you like take a dip in like the car, or maybe you bring like a heavy glass to your teeth and you might like hit them, and it creates this tension, like visceral fear in your heart of like shattering your teeth or whatever. I don't like that, yo. And if I have titanium teeth, boom, suddenly that's gone, right? I mean, you can make bone bond with titanium. So like, yeah, I'm standing by it. You can cover your titanium teeth with like white paint, technically, so they can look like normal teeth. But I might as well just go straight titanium, right? So, I like your titanium color teeth. Thank you. Thank you. They used to be white, but I didn't like them like that. So now they're titanium white, right? I'll say that. I'll say that. If people ask me why are your teeth not white, I'm like, what do you mean? They're titanium white. And then to see the confusion in their faces, yes, baby red and titanium white. I'm gonna do it. Thank you, Ali. Can I just say that working alone can be a downer, even in my beautiful settings. But having you guys in the headphones is like I'm shooting the shit with friends. It's nice having you. It's nice being in your space right now, being able to support you in your fractal by the bear. I wondered if that would work. Biscuits with canna cream. Maybe. I don't see it not working. Weirdly enough, unfortunately, my mind goes to canna cream as a topical product, right? Like something you put on your skin. And I'm just imagining you using like face cream in your biscuits. That's like unfortunately where my mind went for a second. That's why I had to be like, reel it back. Go. That's too big of an L. Saxophone is such a powerhouse instrument. I'm always starry-eyed at sax players. Those videos of the sax players in the trains just playing, and then another sax player comes and sax battles them. One of my favorite videos of the internet. And I massacred so many angry yellow jackets. Any survivors will tell of me for generations to come. Do you use a vacuum cleaner to massacre them? I'm just imagining Duck Dad with a katana, right? Precision, cutting yellow hornets in pieces. Ali, oil paint, no joke. I had to drive an hour to find titanium white paint, and I'm still salty about it. I was on a break from online shopping. Yeah, I'm guessing that break instantly stopped. I was like, I could either take break from online shopping and then drive hours to find white paint, or I can type in titanium white and then get it instantaneously. Oh man, convenience wins, right? Word of advice, don't put oil paint in your mouth. Yes, good advice. It's not supposed to be et. You should not et. Please stop. Yep, oil paint. Wow, that's a long way to go. Pink is just baby red. Is very niche. Perfect. He's living through us all. I love names of color. Did you use gasoline? Sam, you're onto something. Some colors have names. Love you, Duck Dad. Honor to the virtual coworker. More biscuits and gravy with them. Oh yeah, you call biscuits that, right? In my mind, the thing you call biscuit isn't what you call biscuit, right? Biscuit to me is like cookie. And you friends have like a scone type of deal going on with your biscuits. Poor situation shouldn't be in. Don't Stop Melt went like 5 years without ordering online. Didn't stop. That's really impressive, Jovan. Wow. I'm I'm like this like a massive applause happening in my head right now. Like the whoosh, sounds like water rushing. Nah, you don't vacuum those little suckers. They just got a vacuum full of pain and hate. You pour gasoline in their hole around twilight and they're done for. That's hardcore, yo. Yeah, I'm gonna not. I'm gonna just tiptoe right past it. Zano, I'm in love with the color and color names too. So much love. Thank you. Love with Zana for sharing as well. Ali, nope. I snuck up on them after dark when it was cold and they were slow. Tossed the net over the hole and do what welded wasp spray until my fingers got tired. So it's like a insecticide, I'm guessing. Wielded wasp spray, yeah, insecticide. I want to be the person who thought up the names of lipstick shades, like Cherry in the Snow. I wanted to be the person. I mean, what's stopping you from doing that? Right? Like, weirdly enough, I feel that fractal is going to open up to you again, Lawizanga. You might do lipstick shades in digital space and you can name them what you want to, right? You can sell them as products even. $1 for this new, lipstick shade. You can like add little textures to it and stuff even. Like cherries in the snow rolling down a slope, right? And then it's like that beautiful cherry color with like small little, you know, texture lines, creating depth that looks like a cherry rolled through the snow, making those indents. Okay, I'm gonna keep postponing. I need to read. Biscuits and gravy. Yeah, like flaky, fluffy bread. Probably we don't do those. Like English muffin, then a scone. They have the gravy with sauce dippings, yeah, and it absorbs, right? Time and flour. Love is true. Thank you, friends. Again, forgiveness and purification. One more time. What this card looks like: divine feminine being sitting in a meditation pose, burning away ego. Oh, nice. The geometry of spiral hearts encourages you to meditate and purify your consciousness. These hearts embrace the energy of love, both within the core being of the figure and expanding beyond into radiant universal love. She sits in meditation, willing to forgive herself and all beings, ready to purify her intentions to live a life of compassion and integrity. Flames consume and melt away all that does not serve the most loving, kind, and compassionate true self. The blue flame is that which burns away ego. The blue flame is that which burns away ego. This card encourages you to purify your thoughts and look to your heart for guidance and support. Old paradigm thinking and prejudice reactions have a way of leading to feelings of guilt, gloom, and confusion. Is there an obstacle to your spiritual growth that has caused you concern of late? Is self-criticism impeding your path to your true essence? Forgive yourself and see all notions of unworthiness and shame being burned away in this transforming fire of purification. Forgive your loved ones, neighbors, politicians, and all beings for the things that they have done or said that do not benefit the greater good. All of the losses, right, that we took. Let the blue flames melt away ego and reveal self-esteem and self-respect. The universe supports your growth. and purification. I do think I pulled it upside down, right? The reverse meaning goes as such: self doubt and criticism are clouding your vision. Make use of this meditation to regain your radiant center. Radiant center. What a trip. I feel like this was the right card for it. Yeah. Love is true. Blue flames melt away ego. Zano, love it. The drag queen. Alaska just came out with a fragrance called Red for Filth. Probably gonna sell. Do I want to wear a red for filth? Probably not. Right? Just for the namesake. It's like the burnt hair, right? Like there's a fragrance called burnt hair as well. I probably don't want to wear burnt hair. Oh, it doesn't actually smell like I might. Thank you. Brother Naren. Thank you for still being here and sending love and man. We're just gonna play some kalimba before we finish up. 10 years ago, she came up with the idea in a comedy challenge in the drag race, and now it exists. Manifest. Manifestation is real. Louisiana, you would love simply Nailogicals, nail polish shades from Hollow Taco. I'm a big fan of her polishes. So much bless. I love Alaska. I don't know that one either. Hey Google, show me Alaska the drag queen. A list of the drag queen. No, that seems like I'm breaking some sort of rule. I shouldn't be asking for a list of drag queens. Alaska, the drag queen. People in Alaska. Hey Google, Alaska, the drag queen. I'm getting triggered because now it's showing me Alaska. I know Alaska, dude. Hey Google, Alaska, the drag queen. Boom. Mercy. You win some, you lose some. Yeah. Look at this being. What a trip. Person's fractals. Man, I think the brightness is messing with me. We had this conversation recently. I would be willing to wear dresses and maybe eyeliner, but I don't know if I'll do lipstick. And I feel like the eyebrows is also too much for me. I feel like the eyebrows are like an important part of it. But like that's where I find pause. Like I feel like my eyebrows are angry enough. Just imagine me with like super flamboyant eyebrows. I would be like, please, you need to put down the crazy right now. You win few, you lose most. But all probably meant to be. I mean, I feel like it's the other way around, weirdly enough, Naren. That might just be my optimistic nature, but I think we win more than we lose, actually. Right? Thinking about the moment to moment. Like the fact that you're breathing air right now, I'm speaking off the cuff, right? The fact that you're not in excruciating pain, that you have all of your limbs, that you get to see, that you get to hear anything, that you get to smell and taste food. Like all of these things are wins in my mind, right? And you get to win that way day by day by day, for your whole life. Maybe you lose one of those things and that could feel like a loss, but you've been winning, right? You've been winning. You don't have to do the lipstick or eyebrows. Every drag queen is different. There you go. The more you know. Yeah, I'm happy you know her. Bless. More love. You should figure out how to co-stream with someone who can help you figure out the makeup techniques. I'm probably not gonna do that. I feel like it's just not my fractal, right? Not here. I won't do that. Not here. I feel like that's as like more like extracurriculars type of thing, right? I do it for fun, not for content. I feel like if you do it for content, you're stepping over a new boundary, right? Because then the reasoning changes. And that's where I get very serious, right? I need to do things with pure intention. Otherwise, I ought not do them at all. Let him sop you up. Okay, Kalimba time. 3 minutes and 33 seconds. The sun had already set, so there's no point in me pointing you friends at the sunset. But I can show you some of this world. Like, I'll do it from there. Yeah. Maybe I can break it down a little bit. Alrighty then. There we go. I feel like that was a win, at least in my mind. Let me open the comments again. That's fine. Just an idea to help you if you really wanted to get into it. Thank you, Ali. I appreciate the ideas. I'm just noticing in my own mind, how I'm responding to the question or the suggestion, and it's teaching me things about myself as well. So we're consciously evolving. Either way, it was nice having this moment again with you, dear friends. I'm gonna give it a moment. We'll wait for our Shan message, and then we'll say goodbye. Let's see, everyone's still active. There it starts. There we go. It's sleeping now. I'll wait a second longer. Give her some room. Because I wonder, right? Does Shan have like the message typed out somewhere and then she like copies it into like big chunks because of the character limit? Or does she like IRL type them out? That's why I tried to give some space. Okay, I feel like now is the time to start with the have the most beautifulest day, everyone. I, for really realsers, love you all so, so very superly, duperly, howly cow, extremely, epically, enormously, extensively, gargantuanly, galactically dearly, melt, and all of you oh so very, absolutely, outstandingly, astonishingly, enchantingly, elegantly, passionately, splendidly, gorgeously, radiantly, shimmeringly, magically, magical, divine friends that we get to win with together. Damn. If that isn't the win of a message, then I don't know what is. To be so lucky, right? That I could hear many things in this world. People can tell me that I'm stupid, that my nose is funny, right? But no. Instead, I get to read that message. God damn. That's a win, yo. You see. Winning so hard right now, right? Like we're hitting like jackpot levels. Are you hearing the bells go off? Are you seeing the flashing lights? Are you seeing the fireworks? Bless you. Thank you for joining me again. I'll see you soon. Tomorrow. Goodbye, everybody. I struggled how to fit the topic in there. You're doing perfectly. Thank you. Let me, riff on that fractal as well. Thank you so much, dear friends. I love you. This is what it's like if me and you were giving each other hugs, right? This is me hugging, but it's also me creating like a Deca symbol inside your mind, right? You're seeing an infinity symbol, a connection. Hug, but also realizing that it's a version of me hugging a version of self, and you are a version of me. And if you do this too, also hugging a version of self. Where am I going with this? Sending you love. Yeah. Hugs. Blessings. And I'll see you again soon. On the other side, love you. Thank you. And goodbye.